And that also gives us the most iconic scene in the trilogy, dare I say.
What the fuck was that? Everyone outside's just walking normally.
Is it just the dumpster?
I think so.
Why was it so loud? It sounded like an explosion.
It sounded like an explosion.
It sounded like a cannon. Pirates!
Pirates right here!
Hi, it's Megan.
And it's Bree.
And we just want to talk about TV.
Welcome to our podcast,
Unseriesous. Each episode, we're going to cover a TV show, new or old, and have a silly little conversation about it.
So grab a snack, get comfortable, and let's get unserious.
I got a jar of dirt. I got a jar of dirt. I got a jar of dirt. And guess what's inside it? It's a remix. I can't play the remix because probably copyright. But if you know... Oh. Drink up me hottie yo-ho. You know what we're talking about. If you don't, what are you doing here? We're talking about one of the most fun trilogies of all time, Pirates of the Caribbean. That's right. We're not talking about Pirates of the Caribbean on Stranger Tides. We're not talking about... I don't even know what the fifth one is called. Dead Men Tell No Tales, I think.
We're not talking about that shit.
I haven't even seen it.
Fake fans. Fraud fans.
The only things that matter to me are 1, 2, and 3. And that's what we're talking about today. I sat Bree down and we watched the original Pirates of the Caribbean trilogy. And if we get to 1 million subscribers, then maybe we'll talk about 4 and 5.
2 million.
That's the deal. Perfect.
Yeah, Megan forced me against my will. She held up a gun and made me watch 9 hours of pirate
film.
Of pirate film. Of pirates being weird as hell.
Of pirates doing pirate things. Of piracy.
Of piracy.
So we're gonna be talking about that.
What's that? Anyhow.
Don't mind that. Whatever it was.
I don't know what that was. My phone's here. Yeah.
I'm scared. What if the chair just collapses? I don't think that's what that was, but then I started getting scared.
I think, was it this? Maybe?
Anyway, we're going to talk about...
during it, that'd be very pirates.
Be giving pirate. So we're going to be talking about all about Pirates of the Caribbean. But first, we got to catch up. There's been a lot going on lately, but one thing in particular is going on for the entire world. Bree, tell us about that.
You may not know, but the Summer Olympics are on, and they're in Paris, France.
Dun,
which is
dun,
so cool.
dun, dun,
So
dun,
slay.
dun.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes. We watched 4 hours of the opening ceremony.
Mm-hmm.
That kind of slayed.
We were
in my
seated.
opinion.
Yeah, France did a bang-up job.
Paris is just so freaking pretty.
Yeah, I'm just wondering what the f*** we're gonna do when it's here.
I know.
They're
gonna be like,
where someone tweeted, "How is America gonna top this?" There was a picture of like a Pop-Tart costume. Did you see that?
No.
Like a Pop-Tart, like a costume you'd see at like an amusement park, but it was like a Pop-Tart.
That's gonna be us. I think, no. Yeah, well, no. I think they should just bring out the Hamilton cast.
Oh.
Just do the whole music.
Everyone sits down. It's just like, just 2 hours in. And it's the original cast.
Yes.
Honestly, Brie, you're onto something. They definitely, Lin-Manuel Miranda's going to be there, whether we like it or not.
He's gonna definitely make some music.
Yo. What time is it? Olympics time.
And we'll be like, oh, brother.
But I'll be eating it.
Oh, brother.
Regretfully.
I'll be like,
USA. Are we always proud to be Americans? No. But when it's the Olympics and Simone Biles is there, when Suni Lee is there, when Katie Ledecky is there, we stand, we walk, we march.
They better bring home that gold.
Woo! But also to anyone who's watching in an international country, we support, respect you too. Unfortunately, we stand everyone.
No, I literally think I support every country. I get emotional.
I know. It's so fun watching the world come together. Like, we watched the diving.
Yes.
I guess finals. It was, like, really fast because we're only days in. And, like, it was first place China, second place USA, third place Great Britain. And they were all taking a selfie together. And it's just... That's what life should be about.
That's what life should be about. Why are we worried about literally anything else?
Yeah.
Or, like, doing anything else?
Yeah. If we can do this, I think we can.
I think we should just all smile and take selfies together.
Yeah.
But
if only it was that simple.
If only it was that.
What else have we been watching specifically? Well, the opening ceremonies. Lady Gaga, Slade.
Lady Gaga slayed.
Menage a trois, Slade.
Slayed.
We're like, is this a menage a trois?
Ate it up.
Ate it up. Left no crumbs.
What was the one part with the medal in the castle?
With Marie Antoinette.
That was so cool.
Yeah.
Like, I rewatched it, like, on Twitter or something. It was like, I don't know, it's just so cool.
So cool.
The fire and everything.
The fire, the, like, confetti. Just, honestly, it's so scenic. France is so historic.
Yeah.
That it's just, the landscape to do things is so cool. Like, no matter what American city there is, like, there are interesting things about it, sure, but, like, the visual aesthetic of France is just going to be unmatched, at least by our country.
And you aren't going to get the history that you get, like, in...
Yeah, especially in, like, California.
Yeah.
It's going to be the fucking Hollywood sign.
California girls. But at least Snoop Dogg
yeah. Tom Dan, fit and ready. I love Snoop Dogg. I love Snoop Dogg. I love Flavor Flav. Do you know Flavor Flav is supporting...
I saw
he's sponsoring them, like, because they couldn't afford, they were all, like, working 3 jobs to be able to afford to go, and he's like, know what, guys, I'm gonna sponsor you and bring you guys to the Olympics.
That's so nice.
I know, I fucking love Flavor Flav.
I was like, who is that? And then it showed Flavor Flav.
Think about Taylor Swift. Flavor Flav. Yeah, I'm just, like, touched by everything. I think it's so cool that even the, like, just the ceremony taking place where all the athletes go down the Seine.
Yeah, that was so
unmatched. And then the some of the events just taking place, like, we just had the horse race on, and they're going through everything. They're passing the Louvre or the Versailles. Versailles. And just, like, it's just so beautiful. And then beach volleyball being right by the Eiffel Tower.
Like, that's unmatched shit.
Yeah. What are we going to have an opening ceremony at Disneyland? The horses are going to go through Disneyland.
The horses are going to run
through Disney's California Adventure.
Damn. Damn. That's crazy. I'm scared.
I'm, like, honestly excited to see what the hell we're going to do.
Yeah.
But
Celine Dion on the Eiffel Tower. Slade.
I could cry.
Ate it up.
Like, stunning.
Yeah.
And I saw, like, clips of her, like, people... like, basically, I don't know, stage dooring isn't right, but they were, like, outside, like, I don't know, wherever she was staying or wherever she was coming out of, and they were just hyping her up, and she was like, yeah, and I saw, like, this person give her a rose, and she was so grateful for the rose, like, she just seems so sweet. I'm so happy to see her.
Yes.
Wow. There was a picture of her when she was a kid by the Eiffel Tower.
Yeah, I saw that.
And now she was performing on the Eiffel Tower.
Iconic.
Like, no one's doing it like that.
That was beautiful. I fear for us. I really do. I think they're gonna have a red carpet. Someone's gonna, I don't know. Wait, what was that horse in the water?
What the fuck was that? Are you seeing this?
It's just a horse going
and the unidentified person.
Yeah, we still don't know who it is.
Yeah, obsessed.
I would immediately say that I'm the person because I don't want that clout.
But
maybe
so
at the
iconic.
closing ceremony.
That would be crazy.
Boom.
I don't know. I feel like
insane.
I don't know if it'll just be more powerful that you just never see it.
Yeah. But also, what was that?
The horse. That was also cool. All the like past French Olympians like carrying the torch all the way from the tower to what was it, the Arc de Triomphe?
Yeah.
Crazy.
France.
France. And if this isn't wrong, he just followed me to France.
I do have to say, was it diving that France was in last?
Yeah, France.
Yeah.
And in gymnastics, they weren't doing too good.
France.
Sorry, France.
Sorry, France.
See you at Emily in Paris episode next month. Or in 2 months. So, USA!
I've never voted.
You only see us hyping up US when it's Kamala Brat Girl Summer. Or
When it's Kamala Brat Girl Summer.
It's crazy over here.
Yeah, I don't really know what's going on, but I'm here.
Yeah. Anyway, USA.
Anywho.
Volleyball, slay.
Yeah.
There's a guy, I need someone else, my One Tree Hill people, to look at
Looks exactly.
Matt Anderson and tell me he doesn't look like Nathan Scott.
Very Nathan Scott core.
Giving James Lafferty.
Giving Nathan Scott.
So everyone let me know. Hit me up.
Hit me up in the DM.
Follow us on at unseriesous.
To find out if it really is Nathan Scott.
Nathan Scott alert. Nathan Scott updates. All right. Well, I guess we should talk about the real sport, piracy. Of the 1500s, 1600s.
These damn pirates.
These pirates be pirating.
I want to be a pirate. Oh, imagine I'm wearing a pirate hat right now.
Yeah, Brie really fumbled the bag.
Yeah.
So, I guess we should get into it. I can tell you,
Megan
I
has to tell
guess,
us what it's about.
with the trilogy.
Her brilliant summary.
Oh, lower your expectations.
I'm so excited to hear it.
Oh, it's not going to be good. I can't even see. Ahem. Pirates of the Caribbean is a fantasy, supernatural, swashbuckler film series based on Walt Disney's theme park attraction of the same name.
Woo!
The first 3 films follow the adventures of pirate Captain Jack Sparrow, as well as his frenemies, Will Turner and Elizabeth Swann, who reluctantly fall into the world of piracy themselves. In Curse of the Black Pearl, the film that started it all, Will teams up with Jack to find the kidnapped Elizabeth, leading them to the Black Pearl, helmed by Captain Barbossa and stolen from Jack. As he and the crew are afflicted by an ancient curse that turns them into fucking skeletons in the moonlight. Yeah. After breaking the curse, Jack kills Barbossa, who's now mortal, and takes the ship back for himself. And back in England, Elizabeth and Will become engaged. In the second film, Dead Man's Chest, Jack is being haunted by a debt he has yet to pay to Davy Jones by allowing him freedom. And if Jack doesn't pay the debt, the Kraken will come after him. But instead of honoring his agreement, Jack decides to embark on an adventure to find Davy Jones's heart and kill him instead. Meanwhile, Elizabeth and Will are once again pulled into Jack's world and end up the victim of his tricks again. But inevitably, Elizabeth plays the last trick by locking Jack on his ship as the Kraken attacks and the rest of the crew escape. Unfortunately, Will mistakes Elizabeth's flirtation as actual feelings for Jack. Womp womp.
Slay, mama.
The final movie in the original trilogy, At World's End, has the gang traveling to Davy Jones's locker to bring Jack back to the world of the living as the Black Pearl, the Flying Dutchman, and the Royal Navy prepare for war. In the end, Jack and the crew defeat Davy Jones by allowing a dying Will to stab Jones's heart and take over the helm of the Dutchman, allowing him only to see Elizabeth every 10 fucking years, and the rest of the pirates team up and blow up the Royal Navy. Yo fucking ho. And that's basically Pirates of the Caribbean in the tiniest nutshell ever, because it's like every film was almost 3 hours.
Yeah, I think you pretty much cleared it up. We'll see you later.
Yeah, I think that's it. See you guys. But that's Pirates of the Caribbean, the original 3.
Yeah, we're not talking about that other shit.
But Penelope Cruz.
I'm the next
Penelope Cruz. One time Julia said that in college because she said something really dramatic and like was being an actress. Yeah. She's like, I'm going to be the next Penelope Cruz. Out of all the actors.
That's like the most random actors.
So funny.
But so true, honestly.
But that's Pirates of the Caribbean. This is the first time you've watched them, right?
Yeah, so...
Speak on that.
Clearly, I did go on the original thing, which is the ride.
Which is crazy.
And I know the smell. I know the smell of that
How
ride.
we were like, we'll be a ride to series podcast.
Yeah,
we'll do this
so it's
in
happening.
Haunted Mansion.
I need them to make a third Haunted Mansion, please.
Yeah, so we can chit chat.
But yeah, and my brother really liked these movies, but I never really. The only thing I know is pretty much nothing. The only thing I knew before was Jack Sparrow was always drunk and going like this. And
yeah.
I knew there was a weird ass octopus.
Yeah.
And that's the big two. And I knew that Elizabeth Swann served guns.
Yes!
And that's about my only knowledge.
That's all you need to know, to be honest.
So that's all I got. But yeah, so it was my first time watching 9 hours of movies.
Cinema.
Of cinnamon.
Cinema.
Of ride to film.
Cinema.
That's
crazy that, like, cause so I've been on the ride, but I think probably when we've gone on the ride, Pirates had already been a thing because every time I remember going on the ride, Jack's in it.
Oh,
like
yeah.
None of the other characters are in it. Well, they have Davy Jones like projected in it now, but they have like Jack figures that they put in. But like originally it was just probably like all generic characters and stuff, and they went, you know what? We're gonna make a movie out of it.
We're gonna make a whole franchise out of this ride.
Yeah, and of course they have like lore to like work with. Like Davy Jones is like a
my knowledge from that comes from SpongeBob.
Exactly. So there's like lore that they can play with. Obviously, like pirates existed to a degree in like the whatever 1500s, 1600s, the height of like piracy. So like they had stuff to play with. But it's just like crazy how big this got. From a ride, and like I don't know, Jack Sparrow just became like a cultural phenomenon.
Yeah.
And like as he should, and I guess this is where we just quickly say separate the art from the artist. Like fuck Johnny Depp,
but Jack Sparrow.
He's pretty iconic. So we can acknowledge that while he put out a good performance. We're only going to be talking about Jack Sparrow. We don't give a shit about Johnny Depp, and if you just take that elsewhere.
You go away.
Yeah, go away. But yeah, I love these movies. I've been watching them since I was a kid because my parents were big fans, and of course, like going to Disney World.
Has a cardboard cutout.
We have a cardboard cutout of him.
My man.
My mom loves Jack Sparrow.
That won't work for me.
Yeah, you guys have to square up next time you see each other.
He actually kind of gave me the ick.
Hold on, more on that in a second. But I don't know. I just loved watching these movies. I don't even remember the first time I saw them, but I feel like year after year of watching them, like they just became more like iconic because I started picking up on things more. I was like, this movie, even though there's literally just like one main female character in these first three movies, I said this movie is what girl power is about. Elizabeth is just like this governor's daughter, and then by the end of it, she's the fucking pirate king. Like that's feminism. What we really need is a feminine phenomenon. What?
This bitch?
A feminine phenomenon. Like obsessed. So we'll break all that shit down. And there's obviously, it's still made in the 2000s. So is it a perfect film? No, but did I have a good time? Yes. I was like, this slaps. The drama slaps. Whatever the three of them are all doing slaps.
Whatever the hell is going on there.
And that's what I think is a bummer about the second two, or the next two. Actually, the fourth one is kind of its own movie. Like, Jack's in it, Barbossa's in it, some of the crew are in it. But Will and Elizabeth, their story kind of ends in the last three. But then, plot twist, at film 5, back at it, kind of.
Damn.
So the fifth one, spoilers, but if you're here, you're here. Will's back. 10 years have passed and he's back at it.
That.
Oh. Okay.
Will's back.
Will's back, and maybe someone else is back too. But we're not talking about that one today.
Yeah.
So.
That one's canceled.
I still want to know what they're doing with, like, they're supposed to be rebooting it with, like, Margot Robbie, and, like, rumor has it they want Iowa Debris in it.
I'm really into that.
That would be nuts.
That'd be a little too slang. I don't think anyone could handle it.
So I'm like, I don't know where that stands, what rumors are true or false, or what will actually ever happen with that, but I'll be seated.
I will be there.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
But the first three are just so special to me. We had, like, video games that we would play about these bitches.
Video game?
Yeah, there was, like, a video game that was, like Toontown, freaking
like
Club
a free
Penguin.
world?
Yeah, there was that my dad would play. But we also had, like, a video game that was, like, the stories.
Yeah.
That wasn't, like, open world. It was, like, the story. You had to fight people, and sometimes I was better at it than my sister and my dad.
Damn.
I was
Gamer
hardly
girl.
a gamer girl.
Ooh, gamer girl that
That's
hasn't
just me.
touched her PlayStation in 7 years.
Yeah, so moving on. Should we just get into the first movie?
Yeah.
Do we remember what happened in the first movie?
Yeah, I remember. Ready?
Okay, tell me, Brie.
Elizabeth gets Chris Kingle down.
Yeah. She does.
But also...
Hello, Puppet.
Hello, Puppet, by those two creepy motherfuckers.
Yeah, Tweedledee and Tweedledum.
Tweedledee and... They really scared me in the first movie.
Yeah. I love them, actually.
Yeah.
Can I tell you their names? No. But are they my best friends? Yes.
Yeah, exactly. They grew on me. At first I was really scared. But I don't know what happened with Will, to be honest.
Will was like okay.
Will is the blacksmith.
He's a blacksmith. So at the very beginning, baby Elizabeth, she's like 12. Bebe. She's
and
they're on that ship.
They're both
and
little.
they find Will, cast ashore because you find out later his dad's a pirate.
Yeah.
And he has that, necklace thing, but then Elizabeth takes it. So then they grow up together. But he's a blacksmith and she's the governor's daughter. They could never be together. And she's betrothed to marry my man, James Norrington. Yeah. Who's way too old for her because he is fully an adult in flashback.
He's fully 72.
He's probably 30. It's definitely not an age-appropriate relation. But it is the 1600s. That shit be happening. But he's the primary royal villain in the first one. But I'm obsessed with him. That's my man, Jack Davenport.
And you like that character?
I do enjoy that character because he comes around, and we will talk about that in the second and third movie. But obviously, he's just doing what he's supposed to be doing as being a part of the Royal Navy and working for the governor, who's
the Royal Navy
about to be
pissed me
Yeah,
off.
no, they're always in the wrong.
They're
always at fault.
And they don't serve cunt either.
No.
They're bad and they don't serve cunt.
I think Norrington serves cunt a little bit in the second movie, but we'll get to that when he falls into the pig's shit.
Yeah, that's when he served cunt.
Yeah. Love him. I just love Jack Davenport, and I just became so fond of him in these movies. And then he was in Why Women Kill, which would have to be its own podcast, and I adored him in Why Women Kill. So just seeing him in everything, it tripled my fondness for him in these movies. Even though in the first one you're not really rooting for him, you're well, clearly Elizabeth loves Will. He's a fucking British guy in a British fucking wig, and we're down with him.
Yeah.
But then what happens at the end?
Wig. Yeah.
He lets Jack go. He's I'll give him a day head
finally,
start. And he lets Elizabeth go too.
He finally grew up.
He grew up and grew on me. Love him.
That's a lovely story. No.
If Elizabeth doesn't want him, I'm up. I'm standing up and raising my hand. I volunteer as tribute.
The fuck?
And that's what I have to say.
I'm gonna put you. Let's put you in that time.
No. I hate it here, so I will go to a secret garden.
But all I know about the first movie is that Jack Sparrow steals every scene.
Yeah.
The moment he walks in, it's just so good.
Yeah.
I don't know.
They really just start out with him being an icon, and they keep it up the whole time.
Yeah. I think he did slay, in the second and third movie, of course, but I think in the first movie, he really, truly slayed. Yeah,
because honestly, it was truly just about him slaying. I feel like... this description... the plot is what shines for me in 2 and 3, which I don't know. I feel like people might disagree. I feel like there are people that really don't, care for these movies or think they are that great. But the plot gets so thick in 2 and 3 where there's so much going on that's why they're 3 fucking hours, because so many things are going on. But in the first one, you're okay, they got to get Elizabeth back and Jack wants his shit back. It's all connected and they got to beat up these skeletons. And most of the time, Jack's just serving.
Yeah, and he's serving while doing it.
Yeah.
And he's drinking too much rum.
Yeah.
And he's joining Elizabeth and Will in their relationship.
Yeah, so Elizabeth and Will are basically realizing they're oh, we should be together, but at the same time, a secret third thing walks in. I know!
Bombshell
has entered the villa! It's truly we're doing this movie for hot threesome summer, hot menage a trois summer.
This is literally Challenger's summer, but pirates.
This was the original Challengers, dare I say.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
This is fine.
The tension and Elizabeth plays that shit up. Also, a moment for Keira Knightley literally being 18 years old when they were making this movie.
That's crazy.
Crazy. I think about me as 18, I look like a little bitch.
I look like a bitch-ass bitch, and she looks
She was taking it.
She was taking it. She was slaying.
Yeah. But I just overall throughout the movies obsessed with the relationship between the three of them, like the back and forth, like they're allies, they're against each other. Even Will and Elizabeth go back and forth a little bit, and you can never tell like how truly Jack cares about them. Like he puts himself first always because he is a pirate. He wouldn't be Captain Jack Sparrow if he wasn't like doing the thing. Doing his big one.
Doing that damn thing. He was doing his big one. Hold on.
When he takes the sword out and is about to fight the Kraken, he's about to do his big one.
He's literally about to do his big one. He's doing his big one this whole damn time.
Yeah, these movies are his big one. But at the same time, like that was one of my favorite parts of watching it since I was a kid. I was like, he cares about them, even when he won't admit it, even when he's making other choices. By the end of the fucking trilogy, you know he fucking cares about them in his own Jack Sparrow looking way.
Yeah, in a way that gives me the ick.
Oh.
No, just kidding. I love him.
Love him. Never said a bad thing about him.
I've never said anything bad about him.
Okay, is there anything else we want to say about the first one before we go into the second and third? That's what I feel most passionate about.
Yeah, I gotta say, the skeleton curse thing was less scary than the fish curse.
You think it was less scary?
Yeah.
Yeah. The fish curse is fucking freaky.
But why are these people always cursed?
That's the pirate life, baby. Yo-ho.
They can't get away from being cursed. I would like to be cursed.
Yeah. You're on your own with that one. I have something quickly before we pivot. We were going to take a BuzzFeed quiz to obviously find out who we are later. But I found a BuzzFeed quiz that asked us how well we remember the first one. And I will say we watched the first one like a month before we finished watching the rest of them. So we're going to really see, just to give people who like the first one some respect.
Yeah, we watched the second and the third one back to back.
Yeah, in one night.
So,
okay.
Yeah.
Elizabeth Swann is the daughter of who? Of Port Royal. Easy.
Governor.
The governor. Correct.
Governor.
We know this shit. When Jack Sparrow arrives at Port Royal, what fake last name does he give? It's gotta be fucking Smith.
Probably Smith.
Let's fucking go.
That's a classic.
It's a classic fake name. How many hours a day does Will say he practices sword fighting? 3, 4, 5, or 6?
Probably 6, but he's lying.
No. Fuck. What was it?
Was it 5?
It doesn't tell you what it is when you're wrong. That's annoying.
That's annoying.
Okay, well, who cares?
Well, we got, yeah.
What food item does Captain Barbossa offer Elizabeth during their dinner? It's a turkey, or is it an apple? He's always eating a fucking apple. Okay.
Wait.
Yeah.
He has his...
How many pieces of gold made up the treasure that the crew of the Black Pearl needed to recollect to break their curse?
Bro.
So that's how they break the curse, is they have all these pirate pieces, and that's why they stole Elizabeth, is because they were lured to the final pirate piece. And they needed the blood of Will Turner.
Yeah.
Because his dad was Bootstrap Bill. Don't even get it twisted. More on him later. Fucking 882?
Yeah.
Correct.
Oh, nice.
Finish the quote. Take what you can.
Take what you can, give nothing back, and the world will be yours, but never get caught. It belongs
I feel like it's either in the world will be yours or but never get caught. I feel like never get caught.
Yeah, let's do that.
No, but it's not going to tell us what it is.
No.
According to Jack, what does the Black Pearl represent? Power, magic, freedom, or respect? It's either power or freedom.
Freedom.
Let's fucking go.
That's all Jack Sparrow.
Yeah, he wants the freedom to do whatever the fuck he
Yes.
wants. Yeah.
Right.
While they have their own pirate code, most pirates insist that they're more like blank than hard, fast rules. It's either guidelines or suggestions. I think guidelines.
Okay, guideline.
Sick. Let's
That's
go.
sick.
Almost done, guys. What zombie body part... Oh, there's my man. Sorry, I'm looking at Norrington. What zombie body part does Governor Swan end up having to fight while he's locked away for safety? A foot, a head, a hand, or a butt? It's a hand.
Yeah.
Correct. What is the last thing Jack says to Will? I'll miss you. I fucking wish. Nice hat. Thanks, mate. Or told you so. I think it's nice hat.
Nice hat?
Yeah. Correct.
That's so nice of him.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
And finally, what is the name of the monkey?
Jack.
Jack the monkey, baby.
Yeah, because Jack Sparrow and Jack the monkey were the only ones who served cunt in the first one.
Yeah, maybe you only serve cunt if your name is Jack. Okay, we only missed 2, but it doesn't even tell us the rest of the answers.
Dumb. Okay.
It's official. You're a devil. Thank you. Okay.
Okay, I think we slid that.
So we know enough about the first movie. Now we
Yeah.
have to get into the second movie.
Okay.
Which starts out with, again, one of my favorite fucking trio moments, which is when fucking Will and Elizabeth are supposed to get married. It's fucking storming. Rip. And then they're almost all arrested because in the previous movie, they all let Jack go. So they're all tied with conspiring with piracy. God forbid.
Okay.
And going against the Royal Navy. But when, what's his name? What's the guy's name? Fuck.
Which one?
The real evil British man.
Oh, fuck.
Beckett. Fucking Beckett. He's about to arrest them.
The one played by
Tom Hollander from
the
White Lotus. Yeah, one of the evil gays.
the evil gay.
So I was like, maybe I kind of respect him, but not in the way that I respect my James Norrington, who has been fired and is wanted as well. You learn.
Damn.
But one of my favorite things in the first movie is that every time someone calls Jack Sparrow, he's like, actually, it's Captain Jack Sparrow. And then in the beginning of this movie, the Beckett whatever guy is like, Jack Sparrow, and then Will and Elizabeth go, Captain! Because that's their best fucking friend. That's their third.
Yeah. No, but literally, that's what the energy they get.
I know. And
why do they care about this Jack Sparrow
why do they
guy
care?
so much? Because they're in love. Don't get it fucking twisted.
They're all just
Don't come out here and get it twisted.
They're all trying to fight the feeling this whole fucking time.
I can't fight this feeling anymore. Like, what the fuck?
Insane. The older I get, the more I'm like, wait a minute, why don't they just all give up and do together?
Why don't we
but even when I was younger, I was like, they're all best friends at the very least. They're all obsessed with each other.
Obsessed.
They're all a family.
They have to be together.
Yeah, that's why I was like, I don't know if I care about this fourth movie, because what are we doing without the three of them?
What are we actually
So,
doing?
of course, like, Elizabeth fucking gets locked up, and Jack's like, Will's like, okay, I guess I'll go find him. All they want is this fuck-ass compass.
Yeah.
But then Jack's on that island with all 12 of his eyes painted on.
Oh, yeah, that was creepy. But also, I love that whole scene.
This movie, I think a way that the movies would be shorter is obviously if they didn't have these, like, over-the-top fight sequences, but that's what makes the movies what they are.
Yeah,
like,
that's the vibes you need in these kinds of movies.
Yeah, like, him running with the thing on his back and then them swinging from that ball. And I was like, that is even the biggest circular fight sequence in this movie. Yeah. And then they're on that island in the last half of the movie. And they're on that giant fucking wheel.
Say, that pissed me off.
No, that's a blast.
I was like, what are they doing?
That was one of the fun facts I knew, which is something about like how many days that took to film. Let me go to IMDb.
Because they're like, Elizabeth, you just watch this, and then they're all just fighting, and they're going so far away from the thing. And I'm like, guys, you aren't even...
Yeah, like the heart was fully being stolen.
Yeah,
none of them had the heart at that point. So, okay. Second movie.
And they're being so dramatic, they're going on top of them.
We meet fucking Davy Jones, tentacle face himself, captain of the Flying Dutchman.
Yeah.
And the Flying Dutchman is supposed to escort souls to the underworld. But he's not fucking doing that because he sucks at his job. Yeah. He won't do his job, and that's why they're all tentacle faces. Because they're not honoring what they're supposed to be doing.
Ew.
So if he was just simply doing his job of like, I don't come up to sea, I take these souls, and then every 10 years, then I can dick around, he wouldn't look like a tentacle.
Oh.
Yeah. So as you know, skipping to the end, Will is now in charge of that, and he doesn't look like a tentacle because he's doing the damn job. He got his ass up and worked.
I gotta say, that job kind of sucks.
Yeah. The Flying Dutchman needs a captain.
Damn.
Unfortunately.
Well, good thing it's Will.
Yeah. Yeah, good thing that's an honorable
good
man.
Good thing Will can leave for 10 years so Jack and Elizabeth can get to work.
Okay, hold on. Put a pin in that. So apparently Jack made a deal with Davy Jones to like get his freedom from the Dutchman, but Jack's not doing that. So he's like, you know what? Instead of that, I know that I might die in a few days. That still gives me 3 days to find this fucker's heart, stab it,
yeah,
and then I'll be free. Like, but not stab it. He has to hold it over Davy Jones's head because he's like, well, I could stab it, but I want to broker a trade so you can send the Kraken away. Because if he killed Davy Jones, the Kraken would still come.
Cursed.
He'd still have to deal with that shit. So he's like, I'm going to use this over his head. But then, hold on, there's just so much. He's like, I need a fucking crew. So they go to fucking Saratoga. And you know who rolls up, who had escaped and tricked a whole fleet of other pirates to take her there too? Elizabeth Swann. In a fucking cunt-ass pirate-ass outfit.
Pirate fit that I'm supposed to be wearing right now. Actually.
Yeah.
It didn't come in the mail.
And then he's like, well, I can help you save Will. Lo and behold, he had previously just tricked Will to go on the Flying Dutchman. We'll get to that in a second. But they team up again. Slay. He gives her a compass and says, this points at what you fucking want it to. Tell me why it points at him at some point.
Give me 5 reasons why that happened.
It's like, oh, the compass is broken.
Because I don't think that was just a coinky dinky. Like, that was, oh my God, what points to what you want.
Yeah.
Points right to Jack immediately.
Yeah.
That's what we call love, folks.
Yeah. Some may say, oh, it pointed at him because she wanted Will, and he was the reason why Will was gone. But
no, I'm not into that shit. That's way too layered. Like, make it simple.
She wants him. What else can you say? But she wants him. But then they end up on this fucking island. Somehow Will gets there. She's like, oh my God. She's like, oh my God. And he's like, well, I'm only here because Jack sent me away or whatever. And she's like, oh my God. And then they picked up my man Norrington, who's not in his fuck ass wig anymore. He's a fucking drunk ass mess. And I love him and I could fix him. And he comes aboard and he's helping them kinda. But then he's also like, well, maybe if I take the heart for myself, because that's what fucking British Beckett wants. And he's like, this is my way back into the Royal Navy. So when they're all fucking fighting for like an hour on that island, and honestly, Elizabeth and the 2 fucking Tweedledum bitches are the ones with it most of the time.
I know, they have it.
They get the jar of dirt and Jack thinks it's in the jar of dirt. Norrington says, no, that's mine, bitch. I'll stay behind. I'll be honorable. He takes the heart for himself.
That dog.
But I love him. But Daddy, I love him!
That's the most pirate.
Honestly, he became a pirate in that moment.
Pirate.
Yeah.
He's very pirate.
And that also gives us the most iconic scene in the trilogy, dare I say.
What the fuck was that? Everyone outside's just walking normally.
Is it just the dumpster?
I think so.
Why was it so loud? It sounded like an explosion.
It sounded like an explosion.
It sounded like a cannon. Pirates!
Pirates right here! I love how much we get stuff.
So I was going to say, them trying to find the heart leads to one of the most iconic scenes with Jack's jar of dirt. And they're across the street, across the ocean from Davy Jones. And he's like, I got a jar of dirt. I got a jar of dirt. And guess what's inside it? And Davy Jones is like, oh, that's my fucking heart. But then he trips down the stairs, but then he's fine. But then inevitably the jar breaks anyway. No heart. Where did it go? How could Jack possibly evade the Kraken now?
Jack really fumbled that.
He did fumble
with
that.
Just dirt. But he's not gonna...
They're like, where could it have gone? My man has it. Sorry.
Your bitch ass man.
Okay, I have to backtrack.
Okay.
So the reason they get a jar of dirt and know to do this is because they go visit my girl Tia Talma.
Yeah, I love Tia.
She's kind of an icon. You find out later that she's actually like the goddess of the sea, Calypso, and that she's in love with Davy Jones. That's those layers I still haven't even been able to fully comprehend in like the decade I've been watching these movies. But she like helps to figure out how to stop him or get to him is by finding his heart, and then she gives him the jar of dirt, and she's like, if you don't want it, give it back. And Jack goes, no. But there's tea in that scene, and this is what I wasn't going to tell you while we were watching. I was saving it. You know how they were with the monkey? Mm-hmm. Because Jack the monkey was Barbossa's monkey, but they killed Barbossa in the first one.
Oh, yeah.
So when they're at Tia Talma's, the monkey goes into the back room, right? And he stays with her. And he's, like, in the back room, and he's on a table, and there's, like, these boots on the table. That was Barbossa. Because remember, he comes back to life at the end of the second one. So he found him back there and stayed with him. And that's why he's with him at the end of the movie. So it's like foreshadowing that he's back there.
Yeah.
And then we learn in the third one that she brought him back to life because all the pirate lords needed to be alive and agree to free her from her curse.
They needed the council.
The fucking layers.
Up.
The fucking layers of these movies are insane for it starting as a ride at Disney World.
Yeah, like how'd they make that much out of?
They're like, and then this happened. And then she's gonna bring it back to life because she needs to be freed from her human bonds.
And then Elizabeth is gonna kiss Jack Sparrow right in front of Will.
They're like, we don't even have this deep pirate lore. We have a fuck-ass love triangle where they all should just give up and be together. Crazy!
This is what this is.
Obsessed. So meanwhile, while they're all figuring that out, even though Will, they all kind of bounce back and forth. Like Will was with them originally, then he got thrown to the Dutchman. He finally comes face to with Bootstrap Bill Turner, his fishy father.
Ew. His fishy father.
His fish-ass father. His fuck-ass fish father.
That damn fish.
Slay the house down, Bootstrap Bill.
Will?
And I'll say it again. Slay the house down, Bootstrap Bill. Bootstrap Bill.
Will doesn't even care that his dad's a fucking Long John Silver's.
Isn't that the most heartbreaking thing, though, when Will's like, I'm going to free you from this somehow.
Yeah.
And then when Elizabeth is locked on the Dutchman later, and Bootstrap Bill had been telling them about, like, once you're on this for too long, you start to lose yourself and you become part of the ship. And he was becoming part of the ship and he was getting delusional, kept forgetting what he was talking about. He's like, my son is coming. But then he was like, my son won't come to help because he's not choosing me over you. Because when you learn, you eventually learn the only way to kill Davy Jones is if the person who kills him becomes the new captain of the Dutchman. Yeah. But then Jack's like, I got a fucking great idea. I'll do it. Because all he wants is the freedom of the open seas. And he's like, sure, I'll take people into the underworld. Yeah. He's like, I don't need to be on land. Yeah. He loves the sea. Yeah. But a lot of shit, another 3 hours of shit goes down.
Worry, another 3 hours of shit goes down that doesn't make that.
So the second one ends with what you were saying, is that now Elizabeth is like, wait a second. The Kraken just wants Jack. He doesn't want the ship. He's going to go wherever Jack goes. So anywhere that Jack is, everyone's fucking in danger. So she goes, I know what to do.
I have to kill the love of my life.
Some may say.
Allegedly.
Allegedly. She's like, I know what'll get him. I'll make out with him and then lock him on this fucking ship. And then she's like, oh, this will be really great. She's like guilty about it too. She's like, I'm sending him to his dad.
She was racked with guilt from it. And that wasn't just a little like fake kiss. She was going in.
Yeah, yeah.
Because you know what?
Maybe part of her wanted that too.
But she still killed him with a fucking Kraken.
And like, how was she to know that at the same time Will would be climbing back up that ship and see that happen?
That's so funny.
So the whole time
that
she's racked with guilt, he's like, oh my god, she's so racked with devastation because she's in love with him. And he sent himself to his death.
Oh my god, it's just like Edward in New Moon. The jumping to conclusion
is insane. He sees them making out. What else was he supposed to think? Yeah. Something was going on. And why would she would never do anything to like hurt anyone. So she's like, surely Jack is doing this really selfless thing. They're having this goodbye kiss. And then she gets on the boat and she's like, I can't believe, but she's not saying it. But Will's like, the crazy thing is also to me is that Will's like, I love this woman, but yeah, I'll go to the end of the earth to bring back the other man that she may love. Crazy, this dude.
They're all crazy.
So then that's when they go back to Tia Thomas to like hide out. And they're all racked with just depression. They're like, to Jack. And then she's like, well, what if I said there was a way to bring him back? And Will's like, well, surely Elizabeth's going to want that because she's in love with him. Meanwhile, she's like, well, now everyone's going to know that I killed him.
And Will's so real for thinking that. Because it's true.
Well, he was right. That's one of my other favorite moments is, so in the third one, they finally get to Davy Jones's locker to get to him, and he's like all crazed because he's alone down there and just like losing his fucking mind. And it's like the whole crew shows up. It's Will, it's Barbosa, it's Elizabeth, it's Gibbs, and the whole gang. And he's like, 4 of you tried to kill me, and 3 of you succeeded. And Will's like, oh, you killed him, to Elizabeth.
Yeah.
Drama! This movie's so good at just like creating and executing drama.
But I gotta say, in the third one, we don't see my man for 30 minutes.
Yeah, it's a whole 30-minute. So I think so the movies came out in 2006 and 2007, and it ends on this cliffhanger of Jack going into fucking the Kraken.
Yeah.
And then it's like, okay, maybe we can bring him back. Boom, I brought Barbosa back, so let's fucking kick it. And my mom, when the movie ends, my mom was like, can you imagine having to wait a fucking year? And then an extra 30 minutes?
Yeah, exactly. Like,
to see him again?
That's insane. And then he gave me the ick.
Because there was 40,000 of
There's
him.
too many of them.
And they were all being weird as hell.
Really weird. And I was like,
Little
okay,
crabs.
maybe I'm not into this.
Maybe I'm not into this. And he's still, I mean, he's always kooky, but he was a little extra kooky for a while.
He was extra weird.
Yeah.
He was a little...
But obsessed. And obsessed with them finding him and giving just such a dramatic reveal. And then him and Barbosa playing back and forth of who has the bigger telescope, who's actually the captain of the ship. It's obviously Jack, but Barbosa's kind of cunty too.
Yeah.
And he's got his monkey Jack.
He's okay.
He's in, I think he might be in all of them. Barbosa.
Yeah.
Which slays. I have a line written down and I'm trying to remember who says it. It says, I wouldn't pick me either. Who says that?
That's dramatic.
That is dramatic. And I'm like, in this movie, who said that?
I wouldn't pick me either. I wish Jack said that.
Okay, go on fanfiction.net, Brie. I'm sure you can find something. Honestly, that should be our activity, reading Pirates fanfiction. Pirates of the Caribbean. I wouldn't pick. Maybe it's when, oh, the dad!
Oh, yeah.
About Will choosing Elizabeth over him.
That's just awful.
I wouldn't pick me either.
Oh, my God.
Bootstrap Bill.
Justice for Bootstrap Bill.
Honestly. Well, he gets his justice.
Yeah, eventually.
I'm guessing he's still on that fuck-ass ship.
Yeah.
But he's with
my
his
God,
son.
that sucks. Ugh, I don't know if I'd want to be there.
That Will.
Poor Will. I did think it was tender, but...
Another thing I picked up on for the first time, just watching them all pretty close together, was Jack gets off, and Jack in the first one says he escaped an island once by strapping himself to the backs of 2 sea turtles.
Yeah.
So when Will rolls up to the island in the second one, they're like, how'd you get here? He's like, strapped to the back of 2 sea turtles, and Jack's like, hey, pretty difficult, right? And in the third one, when the dog shows up after being attacked, you think the dog is just a goner. In the second one, the dog returns. They're like, well, how did he do that? And they were like, 2 sea turtles, man.
That's so funny.
I love a running joke.
But I was gonna... I forgot about the dog.
Yeah, the dog lives. The dog is also part of the ride.
I know. I was like, yeah, with the keys. I knew, like, I was like, there's no way that this dog fully dies and you're not, like, freaky, like, you specifically.
Yeah. I mean, I think I'm pretty sure he comes back.
But the way that it's like, oh my God,
it's awful.
He's gonna be
it's
eaten.
awful. Well, I was like, I've seen these movies many times. I'm like, I'm pretty sure he's okay. But I'm also like, is he? That's the sea turtles, baby! That's so exciting. What else can I say? I think the pirate court shit, so crazy. They start out with, they're in Singapore with, I can't remember the guy's name, but he's one of the pirate lords. And you find out that Will makes a fucking deal with him. Mm-hmm. And like eventually they take Jack or something. It all gets warped in my mind. But they're always double teaming each other, double crossing each other. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, at the end of the day, who all comes back together? Needless to say.
The throuple.
The throuple.
The couple, the throuple.
Yep, couple to throuple. And Jack's like. But eventually, so the Singapore pirate thinks that Elizabeth is Calypso. So he starts to really trust her, but then he's fucking blown up and is like, okay, well, there's like 9 pirate lords. And they all have to pass it down to another pirate lord once they die. So he passes it down to her.
A pirate king!
Iconic. So they all roll up to the pirate meeting. Jack's like, what the fuck are you doing here?
As hell.
And she's like, well, he appointed me the next pirate, so she puts in her fucking sword into the thing. She's got her piece of 8.
Goddamn.
Iconic. And then all the other icons rolling up. So it's Jack, Barbossa, Elizabeth, and then who's like keeper of the pirate code, but his father.
I know.
Keith Richards.
It looks exactly like him.
I know. That was perfect casting. They knew what to do.
I was like, the book.
And one of my favorite bits when I was a kid was when he's like, how's mom? And he holds up this like fucking tiny ass skeleton of the mom.
What the hell?
When I was in like 3rd grade, I think it was around the time this movie came out, we were making rag dolls in art class.
Yeah.
And one of my classmates quoted the movie and went, how's mom? And then held up her rag doll.
So funny. Not in 3rd grade.
And as an 8-year-old executing a perfect
crazy.
film reference,
That's
and I remember being gagged. I was like, that is hilarious.
That's
and I'm like,
iconic.
only 3 people in this room get that. Only 3 of the 8-year-olds in this room are really appreciating that bit. Iconic all around. And then they're like, well, the only way that we can execute war against the Royal Navy is if if there's a pirate like king and the king does it, but they've never ever been able to vote for a king because everyone votes for themselves and it has to be like majority rules. But if they're all voting for themselves, this is what changed my fucking life as a child and still to this day.
Yeah.
They all vote for themselves.
Yeah.
But then Jack votes for
You can't tell. Will win.
Will win. Maybe it will.
Maybe it will.
Crazy.
That's iconic.
Chills.
And she's the pirate king.
Iconic. I could sob. That's like one of my favorite scenes in cinema history.
That's cinnamon.
And then when the 3 of them walk up on that fucking beach with the other fucking 3, it's like when you're having a big three off, but your opponents are Jack, Elizabeth, and Barbossa. Sorry, Will.
You're losing so
Sorry,
hard.
Beckett. Sorry, Davy Jones. But are you serving cunt the way those 3 are?
Like, you thought you were doing something.
But then they trade Jack for Will. I was like, womp
I was
womp.
like, okay, womp womp.
When they were like, you can't do that, and she went, king. I was like, well, maybe she can. But they sent Jack over there so he could fight for it. So I guess there was something to say about that. At the end of the day, the big 3 always come together.
They have to come together.
Wink, wink.
They have to come together.
Cut the cameras, cut the cameras. What else can I say? But then before she gets there, because they're on that ship, I think they're on the Flying Dutchman because she's locked up with the crew of the Singapore ship. Mm-hmm. She's like, I'm staying with my fucking crew. And like, she's like, Norrington, I'm not coming with you because you chose your fucking side.
Yeah.
But then he comes and breaks them out. He's like, I'm choosing my side.
That was cute.
But then as they're escaping and she's like, come with us. She's like, I can't. And then Bootstrap Bill, who doesn't know what he's doing because he's too far gone, stabs him. That was the scene that scared me the most as a kid because like seeing someone get stabbed like that is awful. But then I started to stan.
Yeah. By then I started to
I was like, that's an icon.
He didn't know what was going on.
And like, even though he knew that wasn't endgame for them, he loved her and he had to help all 3 of them in his own way.
Yeah.
And then he died for it.
That's fucked up.
It's awful. That's my favorite character. I hate to say it. Sorry to everyone else.
Oh, what the fuck?
Yeah. He had a redemption arc, and that's what I respect.
Yeah. He served a little.
He served so much.
But...
He served me. He served his country.
He served his country.
He served gun.
Wait,
Oh, one more thing really quick about like how everyone has a piece of 8 and Jax is in his hair and they steal it. Barbossa steals it so he could free Calypso. Crazy. But you find out Barbossa's piece of 8 is that one guy's wooden eye.
Yeah.
So funny. Obsessed. Like when I remember watching that for the first time, I cracked up. Like that's crazy. Like the thought process of connecting that through all 3 movies. Like all these movies, the crazy shit they do does not need to be done for how this started out from a ride. I'll just keep saying it.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry, what were you gonna say?
Was Rigetti
Which one?
The one guy. Is that the guy with the... No.
The eye?
The other one?
That sounds like one of their names. There's the guy with the eye and the one who's on Once Upon a Time. That's how I know them.
There's the bald one.
Yeah, and the one with the eye.
Okay.
Right? That's what we're talking about?
Okay, maybe. Okay, yeah. We're just talking about the same thing. So I guess that was the eye was the scene of him being. When does that happen? Like, doesn't he go up?
Yes, that's separate.
Okay, he's the secret Rizzler.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what I wanted to say.
Okay, yeah.
That's one of my favorite parts.
That's great. Like,
it's just so funny.
They go from being so fucking dumb when they flip the ship, which is one of my favorite scenes, when they realize the way to get up to down is to flip the ship.
Yeah.
But they're like, you know what we'll do? We'll tie ourselves to the boat.
That was dramatic.
That way we'll be upside down when it's right side up. But then, Barbossa's like, I'm gonna free Calypso. And then she ain't doing shit. But he then gets up and whispers in her ear. I was like, what the fuck?
I was literally like, this is most chemistry I've seen.
Yeah. Everyone watch out.
Everyone watch out for this one scene.
I know. Wait, but also, when Davy Jones goes to see her, anytime Davy Jones would glide through something,
ew,
scary as fuck. And sometimes it's because he was like having he was apparitioning.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he wasn't really there. But like, when he goes to see her locked up,
yeah,
she's like, I loved you. And you see him as a human for a split second.
Yeah.
But then she's caressing his tentacles at the same time.
Ew. For a moment, he had me.
Yeah.
Well, it's also tragic when his heart, like right before he dies.
Yeah.
He's like, I love, because he has his heart. I don't know. I'm just like, that's a little
He's
fucked
playing
up.
the organ.
Like, he wasn't hot enough to be that evil.
Yeah. Well, maybe he was rizzing everyone up when he was younger, and he's just been cursed for a while.
Yeah.
He had to have some rizz.
He had
to pull her.
He had to have a little rizz.
Yeah, to pull the fucking
But
god
I was
of the
this
sea
guy's
or
being
whatever.
A little dramatic for what he looks when he's playing the piano, the orchestra piano.
With his tentacles.
So I'm like, okay.
And then Will's like,
tentacles.
crazy. What else can I say? But the climax of the movie is crazy because they're like, we gathered all the pirate boats in the world. And they're like, oh, there's so many of us. But then the Royal Navy comes in from the shadows.
Fucker.
Crazy.
Right down the middle.
But then they have a fight during the biggest storm ever because Calypso was freed.
Mm-hmm.
And Jack's like fighting for the fucking heart. Will
this moment.
and Elizabeth are fighting in the storm. And they're like, marry me. After just all this back and forth. And for a while he did think she loved another man. But apparently not. Apparently they just have all this fuck-ass chemistry for nothing.
Yeah, they have like the most...
So, they have Barbossa marry them in the middle of the rain.
Yeah.
Which to me is one of the most iconic weddings in history. But to Brie, I don't know I don't know if she quite got that.
I don't know if I got there from what I got before that. I was like, okay.
I just think...
He's doing his big one right now, but like, did he do his big one for the last 9 hours of my life?
I just think the drama of it's pouring rain. They're sword fighting on a pirate ship. It's called At World's End, and they're making Barbossa marry them in the middle of this. And he's just like, just kiss. And then they kiss in front of it all.
Yeah.
That's pretty good. That's drama. That's love, baby.
It's yeah.
I know they were giving for me in that scene. Yeah. I think they all just have a lot of chemistry with each other.
I think just Elizabeth and Jack have a lot of more chemistry. And maybe that's because Jack serves cunt and Will serves little bitch.
Oh, fuck. No, little bitch.
But you know what? I hope they're happy together. I hope
their child lives.
And I hope when Will maybe goes away for 10 years.
Elizabeth isn't too lonely.
Yeah. I mean, if 10 years by herself, that's tragic.
So, okay.
That's fucked
blah,
up.
blah, blah. Jack defeats him, whatever. They get the heart, and Jack's like, hand in with dagger, hand with heart, ready to fucking go and take his life for the sea. And then Will gets stabbed.
Yeah.
And he's like,
I was like, oh no.
And he's like, no, because he cares about him too. And he cares about Elizabeth too. And so he gets down there, and it's like the three of them, like on this deck, ship deck, and like Elizabeth is caressing Will, and then Jack goes down, takes Will's hand, and stabs the heart. That's cinema. And that's how they save his life. Part of the ship, part of the crew, part of the crew, part of the ship, whatever they say, and they heal him, and they take him under, and Jack has to pull Elizabeth away. She's like, I'm not leaving him, and he's like, you can't help him anymore. Drama.
Yeah, I gotta say that kind of hit. And, well, like, why was... Will was in a whole ass cunt outfit after he finally served cunt after like his whole outfit changed.
Yeah, he's never been serving more than when he's fucking cursed for life.
I'm like, he's cursed now, but he's serving cunt.
But then they're not fish anymore, and they're all nice, and they all are gonna take the souls to the underworld.
And Boots.
And Bootstrap Bill.
His Boots is good.
He's good. He's human again. He's still in Skarsgård again.
Aww.
He's Mamma Mia again.
He's giving Mamma Mia.
He was giving Mamma Mia. That also, the ending of that also gives a great callback because they like, Will pops back up and he has his moment before he has to spend the next 10 years on sea. They take them to they like are like, your chariot awaits, and they send her on this little boat so she could see Will and do whatever they haven't done yet since they haven't been married yet.
Oh my god.
But one of my favorite callbacks is when so at the end of the first movie, Jack makes a comment, it would have never worked out between us.
That was kind of funny.
But then
also,
she says that to him when she leaves.
God.
And then, like, leans into, like, I guess hug or give him another kiss. And he was like, once was enough.
Yeah, what was that? That was
crazy. She just be like, you should just come with.
Yes!
I'm thinking about...
They're never beating the allegation.
I'm thinking about how my parents don't watch this podcast, but they love Pirates of the Caribbean. What if they tuned into this podcast and they're like, what the fuck are you
the whole
talking
time we're talking about how they're a throuple.
They're a throuple.
Like, sorry.
Get on board, Mike and Karen.
Sorry, I know.
You can't argue with
you can't argue
what
with the chemistry and whatever's going on.
Whatever the fuck they're doing.
And look at these movies. That's exactly what you'll see, and I really don't know how you don't see it.
And once you see it, you'll never unsee it.
You'll never be able to unsee it.
Obsessed. Another Jack and Elizabeth moment that I love is when they're coming back from the underworld, and it's devastating. Like, this is another thing that scarred me, is when they see all the people, all the lost souls, like, traveling on those boats, and she's like, oh my god, it's my dad, and they're like,
she wants to go,
and they're like, that mean, you know what that means, right? And Jack is like, no, Elizabeth.
And she's acting down.
She was acting down, but Jack was the first person to be like, it's not what you think, and he's like trying to protect her. Are you kidding me?
What the actual, turn on some freaking edits.
You're right, I used to watch them, and now I'm like, should I read some fan fiction too? This is crazy. Especially because
I want to choose me either. I'm gonna put it in for Jack.
I'm just like,
Jack would choose himself.
Yeah. The material is crazy of like just the ending, like it still sits with me of like, oh my god, like you're essentially supposed to be watching this of like the Will and Elizabeth trajectory of like they couldn't be together because of this, but then they're finally together, but then everything's tearing them apart once they're finally married. He's condemned to life at sea and can only be on land once every 10 years. Like, what a crazy, heartbreaking ending for this like long like story.
Yeah.
But it's also just so good. Like, the drama is so good.
It's so drama.
So in the fifth one,
Not the fifth one.
he's back. They're back at it. And it's mostly, like, it's just Will and Jack that are in it most of the time.
Oh, that's a little sus.
But there is one scene where 10 years have passed. And what do? But reunite on a mountain. But Jack isn't there.
Oh.
That's the only clip I've seen.
The fuck?
Is, like, them. Because it was a big surprise. Like, no one thought Keira Knightley would be in it. But she came back for a day to do a scene.
Aww.
And, like, they have a son who's, like, 20. So it must have been, like... Because at the end, there's an end credit scene in this. Yeah, it's the giver. There's an end credit scene where, like, it's, like, the 10-year-old son seeing him come aboard, come out of the water. So I guess now he's, like, 20, and another 10 years have passed. But I've never seen it, so I can't really explain what else happens.
Fertile.
Yeah, all it takes is once. Do you remember on Gilmore Girls when Lane gets married and her mom's like, so there are things that might happen on your wedding night, and if you're lucky, all you'll have to do is do it once?
That's so funny. You all have to do it once.
She's so funny. I love Mrs. Cat. All right, Gilmore Girls pod coming one day. But yeah, I guess.
I'm like, god damn, they popped that little one out.
I wish came out looking like Jack. That's what
that would make more drama.
That would be so drama. Like, especially because it's an end credit scene, and like the idea that like, well, he only saw her that one time and then left for 10 years. He couldn't have. He might have thought about it, but he couldn't have known that she had a kid. And like then it's like, okay, they're standing on the mountain.
We're filming this.
They're standing on the mountain waiting, and it's this little kid who has like fucking braids. And then Will's like, wait a minute.
Wait a fucking minute.
What do you think that's my thing is like I don't know if they ever make any nods. Like there's no way that Jack doesn't go to see her every so often. Like in my head, that's his best friend at the very least.
Yeah.
Like they're best friends.
Yeah, they're best friends.
You don't vote someone Pirate King if you're not besties.
If you're not.
I'm about to start crying.
Friends.
Like I love them. Those are my bitches, and you want me to sit through movies where it's not about the three of them? Sorry.
Sorry, I'm not.
Unless Margot Robbie and Iowa Debris.
Yeah, then I'll be seated.
We just got to rewrite the
Sad.
system.
Yeah.
But if we're doing
I
standard,
gotta restart with a whole new thing.
yeah.
But if it's that concept, I want all three of them.
Sorry, Brenton Thwaites. I'm sorry, Sam Claflin, but I just can't.
I can't.
When the material was so good. Yeah.
Yeah.
But at least they give us crumbs, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, should we do a speed round of highs and lows?
Yeah.
Bree, who is your... Oh, yes. Epic highs and lows. Bree, who are your favorite characters?
I said Jack, Elizabeth, and Jack the monkey.
Fuck yeah. I would say Elizabeth and Will and Jack, but also Norrington.
Okay, yeah.
And I'm not sorry.
And I'm not sorry. Least favorite?
That fucking British fucking guy.
Yeah.
Beckett. Although, one of the best scenes, though, is when they finally realize that he's about to lose.
Yeah.
And he just, like...
he's walking down.
And everything exploding
That's so
around
good.
him. Like, that's cinema. We give it to him. That's, like, the only moment where I'm like, go off. Because it's...
I said Octopussy and that one bitch. And that one bitch was that guy.
Yeah. Amen. Retweet.
That one
I
bitch.
agree.
You just know when I say that one bitch.
Yeah, fuck that bitch. Even though slay Tom Hollander, now I respect and love him.
Slay evil gay.
These gays, they're trying to kill me. So you fuck your uncle?
Yeah. Okay.
Favorite moments.
In the first movie, I like the island scene with
Why is the rum
Jack
gone?
and Elizabeth. It's so cute.
Why is the rum gone?
Where's the rum gone? I was shook when that happened, and I was like, these bitches probably don't end up together.
Yeah, but at least they give you crumbs. They kind of are like trying to be like, what if?
What if?
Maybe.
What if they had the kid at the end?
Honestly, there's no doubt in my mind, having never looked into this, there's no doubt in my mind that there's fan fiction about them in the 10-year gap.
Yeah.
Or at any other point.
Yeah, maybe I'll have to open that up. I just like all the fighting scenes, like any of the long ass, especially like I like when they're in the skull prison ball thing and like they're rolling so much. I'm like,
Hell yeah.
it's lit.
Yeah, I like the fight scene too that we didn't really say, which is when they're in Singapore.
Yeah.
And they throw the swords up.
Yeah,
I love that part.
Iconic. Elizabeth becoming the Pirate King.
That's
of course.
my favorite, yeah.
The Rigetti guy being the secret Rizzler.
Yeah.
I said the marriage scene during
The rain.
the rain, I guess.
You wrote that's your favorite, but you can't say it.
Yeah.
You're like, objectively great.
I said,
Personally?
okay, I see it, but personally, a little sus. About content before. A little sus.
Wait, was that it?
Yeah, that's all I wrote.
I would say +1 to like all those. I love the rain wedding. I love her becoming Pirate King. I love the jar dur and like the fight on that island and the wheel. I love Norrington helping her even though it leads to his death.
Whoa.
Yeah, I love any moment, kind of what I've already talked about, of just them being a family, them calling him captain when the other guy wouldn't respect his damn name because they love him. Yeah, I just think the three of their chemistry was so good in it. Rest in peace. We'll never see it again, tragically. Fuck Johnny Depp. Apologies, the rest of the pod is going to be audio only, but we're almost done. Don't worry.
Hope you like our audio. Wink, wink.
Oh my god, so Peace, love, and respect to the comment we got. We understand that our audio isn't perfect, but if anyone wants to donate to the cause,
we're working with what we got.
In which we can't afford to have better audio in this moment in time, please see our Patreon. No, just kidding. With love and respect, we hear you, we understand you, but we can't do anything about it. Sorry,
right
bestie.
Now, maybe one day, you know?
Yeah. Okay, least favorite moments?
Least fave, I only wrote like 2. I said when it looked like the dog was going to be eaten.
Yeah.
I didn't like the first scene of the third movie where the people are being beheaded.
Yeah,
singing.
Yeah, it's like chillingly good, but it's also awful. That's another thing that haunts me.
The fuck?
Yeah, the gallows.
Yeah.
And it's a kid, too.
I know. I think the kid is what really made it.
Yeah.
Because, like, the fuck? I know that definitely happened, but whoa.
Yeah. Damn. So what if people are pirates? I'll say it.
And then, Jack not being in the third movie
until
for
30 minutes. Yeah. I would say my least favorite scenes are similar. I don't like when Norrington dies. I don't like when she sees her dad swimming away. She's like, I'll say hello to mother for you. It's like, fuck, man.
Fuck me.
Yeah, I don't like that stuff. I also don't love when Will dies, but it leads to kind of one of the best scenes, which is the stabbing of the heart and saving him. Like, that's just so good.
It was definitely worth it.
Oh, okay.
Also to see him die, like, for a moment. I knew that bitch wasn't actually dead.
You gotta give in.
I had to give in.
Yeah, I think that's it for me.
Slay.
On a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the most unserious a series can be, what would you rate it?
I don't know.
I'm thinking like a 6 or a 7.
7.
7?
Yeah.
Okay. Because it's like pretty like silly goofy in terms of like, but then some crazy shit does happen. And the lore is crazy. The lore that they come up with is crazy.
And the lore is very dramatic.
Yeah. Okay, 7.
I'd say a 7. Or a 6.5, maybe.
Okay, 6.5.
I think 6.5.
All right, perfect.
Now that I think about that kid being eaten.
But 0.5 for him.
Yeah.
And Brie, would you recommend the Pirates of the Caribbean trilogy?
Yes.
Hell yeah.
Only the first 3.
Yeah. I mean, if you want to venture past...
Good luck, Charlie.
Good luck, Charlie. That's so silly. Yeah, I think the first 3, like, are just... Everyone should watch them once, because they're fun.
Why the hell not?
And, like, I don't know, just raised me, I guess. King Elizabeth raised me. All right, so we have a couple quizzes for game time with Megan and Brie. But I think we really only have time for one. My only concern is which Pirates of the Caribbean character you are has characters from the other movies that we have not seen.
Oh.
So I think we'll do another quiz if that happens, if we get one of those characters.
Okay.
But for now, we're just going to start with which Pirates of the Caribbean character are you?
Okay.
All right, Brie, kick us off. It's only 5 questions.
Is my app opening?
Oh, Brie got the app.
Yay. Okay. What's your ideal way to spend your free time? Working on a skill, looking for rum, reading a book, playing with a pet.
I feel like we're both book.
Mm-hmm.
But since we want to differentiate, I'm going to do playing with a pet with my little Toby.
Since we want to differentiate, I'm going to do looking for rum. No, yeah. I Maisel doesn't play with me.
Yeah, that's embarrassing. All right, I'd hit petting with a pet. Oh, which leads us into the next question.
Oh.
Which pet is the coolest? Monkey, dog, pig, or horse?
I'm sorry, but what the fuck is this?
This is hilarious, given our last podcast, Horse Husband Summer.
Horse.
But Brie, you take us first.
Are you picking dog?
I'm leaning toward dog.
Okay, because I would probably pick dog too.
Yeah.
But if we want to differentiate, I would do monkey.
Okay. I love a monkey too, but I'll go dog if you go monkey. Okay.
Would you die for someone? No. Depends on who it is. Yes. Only if I love them.
Yeah, honestly, no.
I gotta be honest, no.
But like, I probably only if I love them, and I'm really only thinking again about my dog.
Okay. I'm saying no because
That's so valid.
selfish.
It's scary.
and I don't want to die.
Death is scary.
Yeah.
I'll be the first to say. What's your weapon of choice? What's your drink of choice?
What's your drink?
What's your weapon of choice? Sword, pistol, shotgun, my looks, with some Prosecco in.
With some Prosecco in it. I would definitely say pistol.
Pistol. I'm going sword. Why not?
Good. Pick a drink.
It's our last question, so as soon as we hit it, we know.
Water. Rum. Wine. Milk.
I think I'm picking water.
Okay. I'm going with wine.
Yeah, wine would be my second choice. Unless I'm eating a brownie,
I'm
then
going
milk.
with milk.
And I want rum in something. I'm never eating
Yeah, I'm not
straight
gonna
rum.
I'm not gonna pull a little Jack Sparrow.
Yeah,
Just
sorry.
Rum. Okay. Oh.
All right, is it someone we know?
Mhm.
Okay. Who'd you get?
Jack Sparrow.
Ah! I got Barbosa. Wait, no one's recording. That's crazy. I never in my life would have thought I'd get Barbosa. I wish I was at least Will.
Barbosa.
I wanted Elizabeth, obviously. That's crazy, of course.
I wish people.
Well, I guess we're going to be them for Halloween.
Yep, new Halloween costume unlocked.
Barbosa and Jack would be crazy.
Oh, wait, we have to read the whole thing.
Okay. You go.
You're one of the weird friends in your but you're the most caring and sweet. So true.
That's... I'm saying that about Jack, though. I guess he cares about
He
this.
is the most caring and sweet. I
Okay.
see it deep down.
Hector Barbosa. You may be seen as the antagonist, but you're known to be helpful and willing to sacrifice the treasure for others.
Oh, shoot.
I guess.
Yeah.
I want to be Will.
I
want to be hot. I want to be Orlando Bloom.
hot.
Is that Orlando Bloom?
I want to be... No, I do want to be Jack Sparrow.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry.
Oh, Elizabeth would have been cool, but fine.
Well,
Fine.
I've been cunt, but...
Yeah, at least we're 2 out of the big 3. Sorry, Will.
Sorry, Will.
When they walked up on that beach, I couldn't deny who the big 3 was.
I know who the big 3 is.
Okay. Well, I guess that brings us to the end of our Pirates pod. Sorry that the video cut out the last 10 minutes, but hopefully you can enjoy our faces and hopefully our audio.
Yeah. Hopefully.
Next week is our season 2 finale. And to celebrate a year plus of the pod, we're going to be tier listing every show we have covered on the pod thus far.
That's exciting.
And then we're headed toward a rebrand for season 3. So buckle up. Buckle up, fuckleheads.
Yeah.
Oh, we get to talk about Succession again.
Yeah.
I love Succession!
And all the shows that died.
Yeah, rest in peace. But until next time, drink up, me hearties, yo-ho!
Hello, Poppet.
Bye.
Jack and Elizabeth forever.
Oh.
Thanks for listening to our podcast.
Remember to rate, follow, and share with friends.
And find us on TikTok and Instagram at unseriesous to see more content and find out what we're watching next.
We hope you enjoyed, and we'll talk to you next week.
Bye.